I woke up this morning to the saddest news of hearing that Stephen Boss had passed. At first, I thought maybe he had passed of something, you know, but to find out that he had passed of suicide, I've been thinking about like, what video should I say? What should I say in the videos? Because I've been thinking about his passing all day. Like, I used to watch Ellen when I was super depressed. And watching Ellen brought me so much joy in my life. Watching him dance, watching Ellen and him dance, watching him get everybody hyped up in the audience and just laughing and smiling. I envied his joy. I envied his job, the being able to be full of an audience, making everyone laugh and just bringing so much joy and happiness to so many people. But depression is real. It's real. And sometimes we get into these dark places where our mind plays tricks on us. The devil inside our mind, or what I like to call the ego, which edges God out. And it plays these negative thought processes over and over, and it makes you feel like the darkness will never end. And it makes you feel as if this is the only solution, is what he did to himself. And I know this from my own experience. There were so many times in my life where I thought that was the best solution, was the quick exit out, right? I didn't have to deal with the pain. I didn't have to deal with the suffering. I didn't have to deal with the shame or the guilt or any of that. But then I think all the times now, the different times in my life when I thought that was the option, and now I look back and I think, wow, what if I would have done something then? All the things that I would have missed out in my life. I would have missed out being Travis's wife. I would have missed out creating my business. I would have missed out leaving an impact. I would have missed out on my nieces, my great nieces. I would have missed out on so much. But I understand that depression is real. I understand that trauma is real, that pain is real, that the darkness exists. And sometimes our ego, our mind plays tricks on us, and it makes you think you're alone. Nobody cares. No one is listening. No one cares about you. But I want to just be on this video and tell you that there are so many people that care about you. There's so many people that really love you and that want to see your light. And even though everyone gets caught up in their own life with their own children and their own families and their own businesses and their own jobs, doesn't mean that they stopped thinking about you. Doesn't mean that they stopped loving you. And sometimes it has to be you getting strong enough to reach for the phone and sending a text message out. And it has to be more than one, because not everyone's going to be available for you at that moment. But send out 10 text messages a day and tell people, hey, do you have a moment to chat? Or, hey, I've been thinking about you. Or, hey, do you want to go grab lunch or something? If you are fighting depression, you must reach out for help. I heard this one person say, who was an addict, and he said that he would get to the point where he would want to pick up a drink or do drugs. And every single time he would get to the very edge, and that's when he would call his sponsor. And his sponsor would ask him, why do you wait till you get to the very edge of darkness to call me? Why don't you call me when the feelings start to happen, when it starts to feel like you're going into the darkness or into the pit? Because we've allowed our own shame and our own guilt and our own sadness to make us believe that nobody cares. But that is an ultimate lie. And I think that, like, we believe that, we say all these things like mental health matters, and mental health does matter. But people still struggle. They don't know the tools. They don't know what to do. They're too afraid to go to therapy. And when they do get to go to therapy and they want to talk to somebody that they love, family members criticize them for going to therapy. They criticize them for wanting to talk about something. Everyone should know that their voice matters, that what happened to them matters, that their experiences matters, that their feelings matters, that their emotions matters, and that they belong here. I always think about how out of all the different sperm that were supposed to hit my mother's egg, like I was the one that made it. There's billions of sperm, and if you think about it, you made it and you became life, and your purpose here on earth was not like coincidental. It wasn't an accident. You were here on purpose. Like you became the first winner from the beginning. You've always been a winner, and you were designed and you were perfectly made to be here on this earth. And it saddens me that people are taking their lives because the darkness seems to overtake their mind, and they feel as if they can't reach out or they can't express the feelings that they're supposed to feel. Now, when I think about Twitch, people look at him and it's like, well, they probably told him, why should you feel this way? You have it all. You have all the things that you've ever wanted. But just because you have it all, which Jim Carrey says, getting all the fame and all the money, he says in an interview, I wish everybody would get the fame and the money because it doesn't solve your problems. If you are not in alignment in your heart and in your soul and in your mind, if you can't be your true authentic self, money, fame isn't going to solve that issue. I'm reading right now Matthew Perry's book, and he was an addict. And he said the same thing. I was making $1 million an episode on Friends, and yet I was taking 55 pills of oxycodone every night. Money doesn't solve your issues, and neither does fame, but figuring out how to truly fall in love with yourself and your being and who you are, and learning and uncovering all the stuff that is making you hurt. And there are so many different ways and healing modalities, like me and myself, and there's other people that have discovered different ways to heal yourself in all the parts. And it's not easy. I've been on my healing journey since 2017, and it's not easy. It's hard. It's hard work. And sometimes you just don't want to do it. Sometimes I wish I wasn't disconnected from the matrix and I was right back into just being on the conscious level. But depression is real. And I just wanted to make this video to let anybody know who is struggling out there. You're not struggling alone. Like, your feelings matter. Your words matter. People love you. Like, really take the time to pick up the phone and call people. Like, visit your friends. Ask them to lunch. Tell them you're struggling. It's okay to tell them you're struggling. But please choose a safe space to share your feelings with, because there are some friends that are your fair weather friends. You know, the friends that only want to be around you when you're happy. The friends that only want to be around you when everything's going well. You have to find the real friends. The friends that are going to love you in the darkness. The friends that are going to sit by you no matter what happens. The friends that are going to hold your hand when it's the hardest time in your life and never let it go. Those are your true friends. Now, if you don't have a friend like that, I would love to be your friend. I would love to be your friend. Like, I know we're friends on Facebook, but if you need a friend like that and you don't have that kind of a friend, please reach out. Please reach out, because the solution to your problems is not to end it all. The solution to your problem is not to end it all. In the Bible, it says, this too shall pass. And sometimes it feels like it's taking forever, and you're sitting in the darkness and you're sitting in the pit, and it feels like no one's going to come and rescue you. But that's not true. There are people out there with solutions. There are people out there with love, with compassion, with time. There are people out there willing to help you. You'd be surprised how many people want to share their knowledge. That's one of the things that I loved about my husband, is when I first met him, you know, he was like, I created this knowledge platform where people could share their knowledge. And I was like, what, really? And he's like, yeah, you share your knowledge and you make money off of it. And I've met so many people that want to tell me how they started their business, or how they got out of debt, or how they lost the weight, or how they started learning the piano. You would be surprised how many people want to talk about themselves. So let them talk about themselves. At least you're not alone and you're learning something. Like, don't let your mind overtake you. Don't let your ego tell you that you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, or you can't be here. The solution isn't to just exit, because the people that are left behind are the people that are going to suffer the most. So it makes me sad to know that his wife is going to sleep by herself tonight and for the rest of her life. It makes me sad to know that those children are going to grow up without their dad. So if you're watching this video, know that depression is real. Know that your feelings are valid, that crying is not a bad thing, even though some people message me and say, I can't believe you cried on Facebook Live, or I can't believe you cried on your TikToks. Who cares? For a long time when I was a child, I was told that I was too emotional, too dramatic, too this, too that. And I tried so hard to be the person that everybody wanted me to be. I'm 42 years old and I'm tired of being what everybody else wants me to be. I just want to be me, and I want to be okay with that. And the only person that I need validation from is God, and I already have it because he created me. So I'm asking those people who are suffering from depression, from anxiety, from stress, from fear, reach out to somebody. Don't let the negative darkness win. Don't let the shadow win. Don't let the pain win. There are people that love you. There are people that need you. There are people that need you. And you would be surprised how many people are willing to help.